It's Wildcard Wednesday, time to play. Goldy and Mac bring fun your way. From training talk to crazy scenes, it's your weekly dose of wild routines. Wildcard Wednesday, part of your hype stream routine.
What's up, everybody? How about that introduction? That's our brand new theme song because it's Wildcard Wednesday, and you know we getting wild out here on Wednesdays, baby. It's Goldy coming at you from Dallas, Texas, and I am joined by my brother from another, my friend on the other end. Why don't you give yourself a little introduction?
What's up, everyone? Yeah, it's your boy Mac. Me and Goldy go way back. We're hyped to be here. Another Wildcard Wednesday, baby. We got some cool stuff planned. Let's go.
Listen, guys, we're 11 days out from the event of our lifetimes, and you better be there or be square. We are content planning like there is no tomorrow. We got graphics. If you see the new updated, we got our socials there. We got the graphic right there. Listen, we got an intro. We are just getting started, my friends. So, first of all, let's get down to brass tacks. Let's just check. Mac, how you doing, buddy? How we doing? I only talk to you really once a week. Yeah, we do send random text messages to each other, but I'm going to ask you face to face here.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Well, I do like Goldy because he's the only one I know that responds to me at like 5 in the morning when we're both up, like getting ready for a workout, like on different sides of the country. But I know he's always up, like right when I am. But yeah, Goldy, good. Like I told you before the stream started, I just did earlier, about 2 hours ago, I just did my last hard workout of my training block for the Buffalo BQ project. If you don't know it, go check out my socials. I've been posting a lot for it, but I'm trying to qualify for the Boston Marathon. I just did my last workout. We're 11 days away from the race. I can't believe it, but I'm ready to go. I'm feeling good.
And this is where the rubber meets the road, guys. So basically, just to give you a breakdown of what the show's going to be tonight, we try to keep these to about an hour. I think that's a good amount of time for us to get this nonsense out of our systems, but not bore you. Not that we're boring, but you know what I'm saying. So we're going to be breaking down a race week prep because 11 days out, man, this is it. And we're going to be giving our gut reactions to the NFL schedule release because that is happening as we speak. I got the Buffalo Bills schedule right here, and I got some thoughts, so we're going to talk about it. But before we dive into it, let's talk marathon training because I think some people are really excited. Not to think, I know a lot of people are excited to see us hit the road in Buffalo. So let's start. This is the final push. This is the absolute final push. 1 week from right now, I'll be packing my bags and getting ready to head to Buffalo, New York from Dallas, Texas. Speaking of which, Dallas, Texas was 101 degrees today. When's the last time you felt that?
That's all because of you, because you're there. You make it 101.
I'm muy caliente, as they say. So let's talk about our training. Any updates since last week? You mentioned to me off camera, but why don't you reshare with our friends out there in the internet world?
Yeah. Hey, and if anyone in the chat wants to go see more in depth on how Goldy and I's training has been going, last stream a week ago, we kind of went into our different training kind of platforms that we use. I use Strava. Goldy, what was the name of your platform? I forget.
So I do use Strava, but Training Peaks is where my plan is. That's where we differ.
Yeah. So we were kind of going through the real nitty gritty part of our training. So feel free to go back, and that stream's right on Goldy's page. But updates since then, like I said, we're in taper mode now. I'm 11 days away. All the hard work is done. I did 18 miles last week on Sunday. I did 18 miles, Saturday. I did 18 miles. And then today I just did my last 12 by 400 meters, about 2 minutes rest in between, and then some short sprints after. And I was breaking in my new Alpha Flies, Goldy, those real sharp shoes that I showed you last stream. So
Mac,
everything feels good.
Off the heels of that, we have a question from Raise Fire on the YouTube stream here.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good time to bring this up right after you just talked about it. He is asking, or she, they, them, whatever, VO2 Max workout ideas. Do you have any?
Rays, yeah. I mean, and Goldie, feel free to jump in on this too. Rays, I think I might know who Rays Fire is. It might be my friend Josh from TikTok. If it's Josh, then shout out Josh. You're awesome.
That's cool, man. Way to just dox him. That's awesome, bro.
Yeah, no, if it's my boy, it's my boy. But no, hey, VO2 Max ideas. There's unlimited options. Really, it depends kind of how hard you want to make it, right? I think like my bread and butter for VO2 Max, and for VO2 Max, everyone, it sounds like a complicated word like Goldie. What the heck is VO2? Goldie, can you spell VO2? And so like really, what we're doing for VO2 Max, it's just 5K pace basically. It's 5K pace, kind of your 5-mile run pace. So think of whatever pace you would do for that, and then you would kind of break that up, right? So my favorite workouts for VO2 Max, I call it interval pace. That's just a simpler kind of term I like. I just like to do 8 to 10 by 800 meters, so half mile, right? So something like that with the same amount of time it takes you to do it. So if you run a 4-minute half mile, so it's 8-minute pace, but if you run a 4-minute rep, then you should take 4 minutes rest. So
you're talking about a 1-to-1 ratio.
1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah.
If you want to make it slightly harder, I chop a little bit off the rest, but keep the pace the same. So if you're doing a 4-minute for 800s, maybe try to take 3 to 3:30 for the rest. And I'll tell you, by the last couple reps, it bites you in the butt. It really does. It catches you quick at the end.
Well, you start to feel like you're running in
in
quicksand. You get that lactic acid build up. You're not fully recovering, but that's the idea, is to push the boundaries to keep that and increase or elevate that VO2 max. I mean, that's basically your VO2 max. What, generally speaking, it's more of a new age way of measuring physical fitness. That really wasn't a thing back in the day because there really weren't ways to measure it, for the average person. Yeah, you can go to a lab and get it all done. But like for the average individual in the 70s who was just going out for a jog, they didn't have smartwatches. They didn't have access to like these fancy labs and equipment and stuff like that. But, I think from everything that I understand that I've read, your VO2 max is really going to be your key indicator to your level of fitness, and that's something to pay attention to as your training goes. Something that's, I think, directly correlated to your VO2 max is recovery and rest, and a lot of people don't understand that is quintessential to your success and in your training blocks, which actually leads me to another topic I wanted to talk about off the bat here, because it is race week almost. We're talking about kind of sliding into that marathon weekend, and what I was going to ask, what you're going to be like cutting out, dialing in, nutrition wise, all that kind of stuff. But something that I'll start with is I cut out alcohol completely about a week ago, and just not touching the stuff because it really is, listen, I like to have fun, don't get me wrong, but I like to win and compete a lot more. So I have this saying where I say earn the party. So I'll never use, that as an excuse to go out and party. But what I mean by that is like I see myself, I visualize myself crossing that finish line in the lacrosse equipment, and I'm going to earn those post-race beers, So,
multiple.
Multiple bottles of vodka. I'm just kidding. But honestly, talking, and that's why I brought it up, like on the heels of the VO2 max discussion. Even if you have just a couple beers or a couple drinks, you look at your recovery. When you sleep, it's garbage.
It changes.
Yeah.
Changes.
So every day matters now, leading up to this race. So I'm really focusing on really tuning in that diet, really, taking it seriously. And so, cutting out alcohol for sure. And I think consistency in a diet, at least for me, is something that I really focus on as I lead up to really big events. I don't want to introduce anything wacky or out of the blue because my stomach doesn't handle it well. And another thing too, that I've read this and I started, and listen, everybody's training is different. Everybody's body reacts different, right? I'm going from Texas to Buffalo. So like, it's going to be a completely different environment than I'm going to be running in. It's a lot more humid up in Buffalo, not as hot. But time of day. Now, I'm interested to hear your opinion on this. Something that I've read and I've implemented in my training over the years is if you're training for a specific race, when you'll know when that race time is, train at that time. So your body kind of gets in the ebb and flow of the days and knows to expect that specific time of day. So, like, I know it's a lot harder when you have a job that requires you to maybe got to go in real early, and if your race is at like 7 a.m., you can't train at 7 a.m. But for me, I'm fortunate enough in my flexibility in my job that I can train at my race time every day when I do run. So that's something that I've really focused on doing too. And I'm a triathlete, so I'm not strictly running. I'm cycling, I'm swimming as well. So those are some of the routines that I'm really honing in here for leading up to
those
those.
Are variables, right? That's kind of what I call them.
Yeah.
So no, and hey, I had a couple of notes I wrote down. First, I love your what'd you say about alcohol and what was you said something about the earn it? What'd you say?
Earn the party, baby. Earn the party.
Yeah, I have a saying, and I love that you said that. I call it earn the send. So like earn the party after. Hey, and anyone in the chat, I would love to know the chat's thoughts on alcohol and competition. So drop it down in the chat if you have any thoughts on whether you played football. Because here's the thing, Goldy, your unique background in other sports, I bet the theories on alcohol and competition were drastically different for football players than it is for athletes.
Absolutely.
And then obviously even like focused distance runners only, right?
Yep.
So I bet it's super. I bet you knew football players on your team that on the game were good, that played well. What were they doing the night before?
Oh, absolutely. For sure.
They were going out.
I'm not exaggerating, man. Like, I think sports, listen, I mean, some of the best, pitchers of all time have thrown no-hitters all coked up or, like on all kinds of drugs, on mushrooms and stuff. So, like, I think endurance sports, you can't, when you say drugs, right, that includes coffee and that includes heroin. You know what I mean? Like,
everything.
It's an all-inclusive umbrella. So, like, when you say sport, and not you, I'm just saying in general, when we talk sports, sports could mean baseball or sports could mean an Ironman and everything in between. You know what I mean? So, like, in endurance sports, I think alcohol affects performance infinitely different than it does a team sport or something where there's a lot of rest periods and it's more focus-based. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. And this is, like you said, this is dial-in time. Like, you're cutting out alcohol. I've done a dry month leading up to the race. So for April 25th, I think I had a party, my roommate's 30th birthday party. So I drank that night, and then I have not touched alcohol since. And so, like, there's different variables you can, all that you're tweaking, right? I'm trying to sleep more. I'm trying to stick to all the food I know that just digest easy.
Yeah.
And that are simple, that I'm not changing. I'm not going out to eat at new places. I told you, I think last stream, my friends that are also running the Buffalo Marathon, the half marathon, are all going out to some fancy Italian dinner the night before at a restaurant in Buffalo I've never heard of. Sounds great. What did I say? I said, sorry guys, I'm not going. I'm staying home. I'm literally just going to eat plain spaghetti noodles and a little bit of chicken the night before.
Did you ever see Parks and Rec?
Yeah, not all of it. Some of it.
There's a part where Chris is talking about how his body's a microchip and a grain of sand can compromise that microchip. That's how I feel leading up to a race. If one thing kind of throws me off, it snowballs, because then you start second-guessing everything you've done. And then it throws you off your training leading up to it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's. I think you're dead on with that.
To top your Parks and Rec clip, the best clip I think though is from The Office of when Andy and Dwight do their carb loading in the back alley of fettuccine Alfredo
for a 5K.
10 minutes before the race for a 5K.
Yeah. So
that's gonna be me and you.
I think I'm a little unique too. I think in my training, I don't like to carbo load. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I've never will. I just don't do that. So. I'm going to switch gears really quick because I have the TV on right here, and we got Deion Dawkins guessing the Bills' schedule right now. So he's going Ravens dub, Jets dub, Dolphins dub, Saints dub. I think he's just going to go 17-0. So
I got it pulled up to my right here. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
I got it ready.
So we talked about like kind of the final push. Now you said you did your last long one, so we're gonna start tapering, right?
We're in it. I mean, we're in the taper.
So how you feeling? You starting to feel that recoil a little bit, like kind of like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting to. I mean, my workout today just felt so easy, and so I'm just starting to scale it. I just scaled it back a lot, and I'm just resting basically all next week is just light jogging, and so yeah, I'm hoping I just have it in the tank and I can feel ready to go.
So we asked
Sunday.
you, things you're cutting, procedures that you're following leading up to the race.
Yeah.
How about superstitions? Any irrational things that you do that help you mentally get prepared for the race?
Oh, definitely. And I want to hear some of your weird triathlon superstitions too. I think as a runner, I have some weird ones for sure. I have to wear a hat in the race. I don't think I've done a run without a hat in years. It has to be maybe 8 years I haven't done a run. Unless it was a race in college on the track, for track. But for runs, have to wear a hat. I have to wear white socks.
White socks? What height? They tall, mid, no show? What are you talking?
True length only. I have to wear white shoes. I have my white Nike Alpha Fly 3s. I have to wear white shoes with white socks. And I mean, honestly, with those are probably my only superstitions. It's just more kind of look good, feel good, race good.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, other than that, I'm pretty flexible. This is, but really, and then night before, okay, I have a weird one. Here's my weird one. I want to hear your weird one. In college, I read this article that at the time when I was in college, the best running back in the NFL, well, this will transition us into our next topic, but best running back in the NFL was Adrian Peterson.
Okay? Yep.
And so Adrian Peterson's tradition or ritual the night before every game, starting in college through NFL, when he was the best running back in the NFL, was he drank an entire 2-liter of water the night before. So he peed a lot.
Jeez.
But he just drank a 2-liter. And so every race I competed in college, the night before the race, no matter what, I was the only kid in the team that walked around with a 2-liter jug, like a jug of water, and I would just down it. Like every race in college, cross country, track, whatever.
You drank 2 liters of water?
I kind of do that.
That's insane.
Yeah, whole thing. You just make sure you're hydrated. And he just took no chances, no matter what Adrian Peterson was doing. He always drank a 2-liter of water the night before a big football game.
I look like the blueberry in Willy Wonka. You know what I mean? Like, I'm so little. If I drink 2 liters of water,
You just blow right up.
That's insane.
I got a lot of meat. Yeah.
So, I think some of my superstitions stem from football. So,
yeah. Oh yeah, so many.
I approach a race very all right. So the reason I got into endurance sports at all is because I recognize that I need something to train for and I need to compete. Right? Like, that's just how I exist. I'm in sales professionally. I love sales. I love the thrill of the hunt. I like the dopamine hit when you close a deal. Like, that's what I do. And I realized I can't even. I need something outside of work to train for. I need that physical exertion as well. So with triathlon, there are not a lot of former football players that are in the sport. The majority of the sport are people who did track and then found it, or swam and found it, or cycled and found it. So I bring a football to every race. I like to warm up with a football. It's kind of like my dynamic stretching. I like to throw it around. I take a pre-workout before every one of my races.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That is not something a lot of people do.
No.
But I like it. It gets me all fired up. And I listen to some pretty weird music.
Okay.
That's going to be a topic for next week. So I don't want to.
Sure.
I think talking about what we listen to, if anything, don't spoil it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing that a lot of people are interested in hearing about. So we'll cover that next week. But I listen to the same stuff, so we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's switch gears. Let's talk football.
Let's go Bills. Yeah, let's go Bills.
Go Bills. So, all right. You have the schedule pulled up?
The opponents.
Oh, I got it. I got the full schedule right here. You ready?
Oh, well.
It's on Bills.com.
Okay, pull it up.
All right. So we got Ravens, week 1, Sunday Night Football. So,
I'm pulling it up. Oh, I think I found it.
yeah, it's on Bills.com.
Oh, I got it. Yep.
So Sunday Night Football, the last year in the old stadium, we're opening up the season on Sunday Night Football against the Ravens. That place is going to be freaking electric.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you listening, every year, I've already mentioned I live in Dallas, but I'm from Buffalo. I fly home every year, and I run from North Buffalo to the stadium, 17 miles. I wear costumes. I have fun. I live stream it. This one is going to be the home opener to end all home openers because, A, Josh Allen's coming off an MVP. We just beat the Ravens in the playoffs for the AFC Championship game. They hate us.
Not a fan of us, Goldy.
It's the last year at our old stadium. I mean, this is going to be absolute. And it's a night game, meaning on my run to the stadium, everything's going to be open. All the bars are going to be open. Like, I'm going to get a bunch of partners working with us. Like, it's going to be epic. It's going to be so much fun. I don't think there's any way. I don't care how good the Ravens are. The X factor is that we're playing at home, and there's no way we lose that one. So I'm going Bills over the Ravens week 1.
Yep.
Week 2 at the Jets.
Win. That's a dub.
I'm going to just say that's a loss, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
The reason I say that could be a classic letdown game. The emotion coming off that home opener against the Ravens on Sunday Night Football. You know, the Jets are going to be fired up. I don't know if it's their home opener or not, but the Jets have been a doormat for a very long time, and it's hard for me to say we go undefeated in the division all the time, right? I will say I think we sweep the Dolphins, and we play the Jets the last game potentially at Highmark Stadium ever. We don't lose that game. So that's why I'm saying we split with the Jets. They may get us week 2. I'm just going to say that, okay?
Goldie, tell me who the Jets quarterback is.
Fields, Justin Fields.
You think Fields outscores the Bills' offense?
It's the NFL, man. A lot of people are riding the Jets.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay.
Crazy things
On
happen.
to week 3. On to week 3.
Week 3, home against the Dolphins. I think we smoke them.
Yep. Dub. They're a disaster.
But that is a Thursday night game.
They don't play well up in Buffalo.
So 2 of the first 3 games are prime time. Week 4 at home against the Saints. I think we smoke them. They
have no quarterback.
They're down. They're down.
Situation in the NFL.
Week 5, another primetime game at Highmark Stadium. It's another Sunday night game against the Patriots. And my bold prediction here is that this is the game that they unveil the rival jerseys. This is going to be the game that they wear those unique jerseys. Remember, it's a division games. You know what I mean? This one's in prime time. That would be my guess.
Yeah.
I think we beat them. I think we beat the Patriots.
I could see this being a loss more than that week 2. I could.
You're more scared of the Patriots than the Jets.
Yes, 100%.
That's interesting.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, next week, another primetime game. Monday night in ATL.
Buffalo. I think Buffalo.
I don't have a good feeling about that one.
Fans. They don't have fans. It's not like it's going to be a home game for the Bills.
Yeah, but Penix is very good. Penix is very good at home on a Monday night.
He's playing 2 games.
We'll see. I like Penix. I think he's a young up and comer. That's the problem. Is someone who's very skilled. They don't have a game plan for him yet because they haven't seen enough game film to make a game plan. You know what I mean?
He hasn't seen enough game film of himself to even know what to do either. So I got Bills there.
But that is something that you can make a case for him. He's too green to be humbled yet. You know what I mean? These guys come out slinging. We'll see. Bye week next week. Week 8 in Carolina. We destroy them.
Bills.
Week 9 at home against the Chiefs.
I'm going Bills because we are 4-0 last 4 regular season games against the Chiefs.
And that's why I'm going to flip it. I think this is the year we lose to them in the regular season, and then we beat them in the playoffs.
Hey, I would if you offer me that on paper, I'll take it.
I think this is the year that happens. I really do. So keep in mind,
I'll take it.
I'm going to spoiler alert it, but this is the year that I think the Bills do go to the Super Bowl. I really do. I think that the NFL, I'm not going to say, I'm going to, listen, things happen. The best storylines usually win. And Josh Allen coming off an MVP season, the last year at the old stadium, I think if the Bills could beat the Chiefs at home in the AFC Championship game, I mean, you can't write a better script than that to go to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
All right. We got at Dolphins, Week 10. I think we crush them. What do you say?
Yeah, I think late in the season, the Dolphins are always kind of hotter early. Tua might be injured by Week 10. Their team is kind of always a disaster by the end of the season. I got Bills sweeping the Dolphins in the AFC East this year, for sure.
Then we got Buccaneers at home, November 16th.
I got Bills here at home. If this was away, I would probably consider flipping to a Tampa win. But Baker coming up to Buffalo late in the year. This is November. It's going to be cold. They're Tampa Bay boys there. I got the Bills.
I agree. We haven't had good luck in Tampa Bay, but them coming here, I think we're good. Or Buffalo, we're good. Week 12, a game that I'm very, very excited for. November 20th. That's Thursday night football down here in Texas, baby. I'll be heading to Houston. I'm going to it at the Texans on Thursday night. I'm taking the Bills. I was at that playoff game in 2020 where we lost.
Yes.
And then last year I couldn't go to it, but they lost in dramatic fashion. They made a great comeback and then went 3-and-out from their own 1 and punted it for some reason. And then, so
I'm taking Texans here, though, Goldie.
Okay.
I'm taking Texans here. It's on Prime Video. Bills don't got good luck on Prime Video. Jeff Bezos is going to find a way to screw us over. I don't like the Bills on Thursday night. At Houston, they kind of make us look silly. I don't like it down there. They got good weapons. I got Houston.
Okay, that's where we disagree. Week 13 at the Steelers. I think that's a cakewalk.
Buffalo. They don't have offense.
Week 14, home against the Bengals.
Home against the Bengals. I got the Bengals. I got the Bengals in this one. Joe's never lost to Josh Allen, as much as I think it might be different in the playoffs, but Joe Burrow's never lost to them, and the Bengals are always hot at the end of the year. I like Joe coming into Buffalo and dicing us.
I'm going Bills because I think history pulls a switcheroo on us all the time. We always go on past history, then the opposite happens, so I'm going Bills there. Week 15, December 14th, at Gillette Stadium, the Patriots.
I got Bills here because I took them losing early. I think we come back and then I think we split with the Patriots this season.
Okay.
So I think we come back and we beat them.
So you're basically saying what I'm saying, but you're taking the Patriots. I'm taking the Jets. We're splitting with the Jets. Yeah. We're sweeping the Patriots. We're sweeping the Dolphins, in my opinion. You say we're going to split with the Patriots, sweep the Jets, sweep the Dolphins.
Yeah.
So we're both getting to a 5-1 division record. We're getting there different ways. At Cleveland, December 21st, 4 days before Christmas.
Oh, God. That's Bills. And the Bills might be facing Shadur Sanders at that point. So I got Bills.
I can almost guarantee you there will be some kind of blizzard or some nonsense weather that's going through there, because that just seems how it is every time we play the Browns. I say we beat them, though, no matter what. Week 17, the Eagles at home. What do you say?
Week 17, Eagles at home. This is a real tough one. Every part of me here wants to say Bills. I can't do it. The Eagles just had the best Super Bowl ever. I think the Eagles come in and they punch us in the mouth. I think it's a close game. I think it's a one-possession game. I think the Eagles win.
I agree with you. Jalen Hurts has never lost to Josh Allen Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. He's beat all of them.
Oh.
Never lost to him. That's a
So I
statistic
think
for you.
from what and correct me if I'm wrong here. So I guess my summary is I have the Bills losing to Drake May early, losing to Texans, and then it's Bengals and Eagles. So I have us 4 losses, right? Did I have another one?
Let's see.
I think I had 4 losses. 4 losses, I think I had.
You know what's funny is I have us at 4
Yeah.
losses too, but we got there different
Yeah.
ways. Yep. And then the last
Yeah, I
game,
had 4 losses.
I'm going to say it's an automatic win. The
Oh,
Jets at home in Buffalo, the last regular season game ever played at Highmark Stadium. There's not a chance in hell that the Bills lose to them in that game. And, fun fact, the first regular season game ever played at Highmark Stadium, former Ralph Wilson Stadium, former Rich Stadium, was the New York Jets. So we're finishing and ending the legacy of the stadium regular seasons with the Jets. So I say we beat them there. So what is that, a 13-4 record?
Yeah, that's 13-4.
I'll take it. I think that's the move. And you know what? If without looking at the schedule, if you were to ask me, what do you think the Bills' record's going to be? I'd say 13-4. I think they're a 13-4 team. You're telling me that last year was a down year, and we had an MVP quarterback with a dominant team. They've had an offseason to get better. They expect Keon Coleman to step it up. I think one of the problems with Keon is, I mean no disrespect, so I'm going to say what I say next with all the love and respect to Keon. Let's just say I don't think after he's done playing football he'll be going to work at NASA. You know what I mean? So I think there were some issues with the playbook. I think there was an adjustment period that wasn't as accelerated as I think the Bills had hoped. He's obviously a freak athlete. He did a backflip in the celebrity softball game.
He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
He's a stud.
So I think with the whole offseason to work with Josh, get on the same page, understand the offense a little bit better. I expect him to really come out of his shell. And I think we're looking forward to a great year.
He should be able, Goldy, to absorb all of the targets, catches, touchdowns that Mac Hollins left with.
Yeah.
He should be able to absorb those as well as his targets and catches he got by himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's he needs to make a jump for sure. I still think offensively, though, and I think this has been a slept on among Bills fans. And if we have any NFL fans here, drop a comment in here below what you think for a hot take. But I still think outside of Josh Allen, James Cook is by far the most important part of our offense. And he is, let's be clear, he is not happy because we did not pay him. And we paid other guys on the team. We gave contracts. We paid this Josh Palmer guy. I think horrible signing. We did not need to pay a big receiver. I like the Elijah Moore signing. We did not need a Josh Palmer. I would have liked more money going to shore up Cook, because if you're asking me, I would sell every receiver and every lineman we have to keep. We need Allen, Cook.
No, I think you're right, because I think a great quarterback can make an average receiver look great.
Yep,
Quarterback really has. I mean, a good running back opens up the running game, or opens up the passing
running
game.
back opens up everything.
Yeah.
Goldie, me and you could go out there and run some routes. Allen literally would find us.
Yes.
And I think that's what is too slept on, is that we're like, oh, we'll go pay Josh Palmer. We'll go pay this Elijah Moore guy. No one cares about them. The money doesn't need to go there. We paid Khalil Shakir. I'm fine with it. He is a great possession receiver. Kind of does some really essential things.
Human pinball.
But by far, James Cook needs to be the second biggest priority on the team. And I don't know what, I think Bean kind of slapped him in the face. I don't really like it. There was some subtle stuff going on. James Cook listed his house. Dalvin Cook, his brother, posted some stuff on Instagram and stuff that they weren't too happy with the Bills. I could see James Cook holding out this preseason. Don't be sleeping on it.
Well,
I could see him holding out.
I think you see ebbs and flows in the NFL. You see things come in vogue. You see like the Wildcat, right? The offenses were building offense schemes around the Wildcat Now, no one uses it anymore, right? Defense wins championships. That was a mantra for a while. Now, nobody really believes that anymore. So like people used to say you could win with a Trent Dilfer. It's just patently false now. You need a quarterback to win a Super Bowl. I mean, that's just all there is to it. So, like, I think something that, went out for a while, but now it's come back is the idea that you can get a running back anywhere. That was the theory for a while, and it was proven, right. There were a couple outliers, obviously, but, you're looking at running backs selected in later rounds doing really well. Now I think you're seeing the value of a Saquon Barkley.
Saquon.
Yeah.
I mean, Christian McCaffrey the year before.
Right.
Couple like a Josh Jacobs.
Yep.
Right. Like a couple other guys like that.
Yeah, and I think this Ashton Genty, I think he's about to take the league by storm. Frisco guy, baby.
Bijan Robinson.
Yes.
A couple guys like that.
So I think you're going to see. I think you're going to see. I think Bean kind of pulled a Trump. He kind of pulled like a art of the deal kind of thing. I know you said slap him in the face. I agree with you, but I think it's a part of that negotiating process. I think you want to see how hard he can push him. I think in the back of his mind, he knew Cook was never going to leave. He knew. So he just wanted to kind of push him, see how far he could take it. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I can't imagine being an NFL GM. That has to be the most ridiculous. You're dealing with egos and like greed and balancing budgets and salary caps. I don't know how the hell he does it.
I do love the draft pick at corner. I thought this was one of the best drafts the Bills have had. I love the corner draft pick. We needed a corner that could just be on an island and run with other receivers that we struggled against, which, case in point, Baltimore Ravens receivers, the fast kid Zay Flowers, we had no one that could guard him.
Yep.
And then, go to the Kansas City Chiefs. We had literally nobody that could guard the couple of Chiefs receivers. I'm blanking on their names right now, but the fast Worthy.
Yeah.
And even DeAndre Hopkins looked like a stud. Marquise Brown looked like a Hall of Famer against us in that game.
I mean, the Bills are at the point where they're going to be really good, and you have to build your team to beat the Chiefs. I mean, that's all there is to it. 100%. I mean, that's the team that's knocked you out 3 years in a row. So,
and it's going to be the Bengals too.
Yeah,
it's going to be the Bengals too. We have to count on seeing the Bengals in the playoffs, right? Yeah. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, those are some of the
Bengals, Ravens, Chiefs. Those are the three teams you're terrified of.
If we're not building a team against to face those guys defensively, I don't know what we're doing.
Well, this is where I get so frustrated sometimes with fans too, because it's kind of like the same thing in politics. It's like you can disagree, but you have to understand the other side of the argument, right? When people are just like, I can't understand how the Bills didn't go after a receiver, blah, blah. You can disagree that they didn't go after a receiver, but receivers were just not a problem last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We scored the most points in the league. Our defense, if you can go out and get studs in the first, second, and third round, do it. And then, we got a receiver that's not really top tier, but hey, he's going to help the offense after the draft anyway. I mean, they had a plan. I can see the plan, and I understand why he did it. If you can't understand that, I don't really know what you're watching or what you're, But, so let me ask you this. Are there any games on the schedule that stick out to you as a potential travel opportunity?
Ooh, there's a couple. I mean, I do like how we're away in Carolina. I got some good friends in Charlotte. I know it's not like a spotlight matchup, oh my gosh, Josh Allen versus Bryce Young and the Panthers. But it would be a cool trip for me. I lived in North Carolina. I have a lot of friends in Carolina. So that could be, and I bet tickets are cheap.
Oh yeah,
to go to Carolina Panthers.
Dude,
so that'd be good.
I lived in Charlotte for 3 years, and there's a bar called Tavern on the Tracks. It is the Bills backer bar in Charlotte. It was 2 blocks from where I lived, and when the Bills are in town, I was there for one of the years the Bills came. They set up the parking lot like a freaking carnival. It is an absolute. There are so many people from Buffalo there, and people that go down like you that have friends down there. Dude, it's a must go. You should go. It's a blast. That was great.
I think it'd be awesome. It's an affordable game to go to. It's a game. It'd be casual. We go. We probably get good seats, and I can see a bunch of friends. I think Carolina Panthers, Charlotte. I might be seeing you for this Panthers-Bills game.
Hell yeah!
Watch out downtown Charlotte for those couple nights.
Well, I'm going to Houston. Me and Jenny, and I'm trying to get a crew to come down here. My friends, they do an away game every year. The week before Thanksgiving, the timing's great. Thursday night football, it's going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to that one. All right, so let's get back to race talk. I think we've anything else Bills related you want to talk about? Oh, actually, I have something I want to say Bills related. I have some exciting news.
Oh.
I am an official season ticket holder for the Buffalo Bills. I was on a wait list for 2 years. Finally got off of it. I'm locked and loaded, baby. I forgot my section.
Official ticket holder, baby.
But
where are you at? What's your section?
I forgot my section.
Oh my god.
I know, I'm the worst. It's scoreboard end zone, 38 rows up, seats 3 and 4.
Dude.
They're great seats. I'm very excited.
Dude.
So,
Congratulations.
very excited about that. Thank you. It was a 2-year wait to get on that. And then
I want to shout out my grandma, season ticket holder, 42 years. Season ticket holder. Shout out grandma. Shout out section 312. Shout out section 312. Seats 1 and 2. Section 312.
aisle seats. That's how you get in early, baby.
Shout out grandma. I've been in those seats 100 times. This is my grandma and grandpa's seats. They're not my grandma and my dad's seats. They've been in my family forever. I don't think she'll be renewing to the new stadium, but it was a good run. She was there through everything. They saw all the good teams in the 90s and all the bad teams. And shout out section 312. Shout out section 312. 312 runs deep.
And that's my plan too. Is this why I want to get these? I just want to have them forever. You know, like I don't care how they are. I work in sports sales. I get it. You know what I mean? Like I just want to be a part of it. So the other bit of information that I have is I was contacted today, ironically, to get my seasons for the new stadium. So next Wednesday is my appointment, and we'll be locking up our new Highmark Stadium season tickets next Wednesday. So, baby's got to sell more tickets down here in Dallas to pay for them. Boom, we're gonna go broke.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But that was my Bills news. Okay, so we'll rifle off some questions here about the race here.
Hey, this is a good time. This is a good time for the chat, Goldy. If anyone, we're kind of wrapping up here.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little more about a race. If you have any questions about this, I mean, Buffalo Bills or both of Goldy and I's race we have coming up in just about 10, 11 days now. Buffalo Marathon, training, competitiveness, drop them in the chat right now. We would love to answer any questions. This is a good time for that. But yeah, Goldy, what is going on in your head with 11 days out? How are you going to kind of be dialed in mentally for the race too? I mean, what are you feeling like you're in good shape to do it?
So, do you want to hear something crazy? I actually have a race on Sunday.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
I'm doing a triathlon here in Dallas. So, before you get all crazy, it's a sprint triathlon. It's nothing nuts.
Yep.
I obviously have a lot going on all the time, right? So, working in the industry that I do, things pop up. You never know what you're able to do. Events come up, and we may make the playoffs, we may not. Who knows? But June 5th or 8th or something like that, the second weekend in June, is the national championship for sprint distance triathlon in Omaha, Nebraska. I've qualified. I don't know if I can make it or not, so it's going to be like a last-minute decision. Now, if I do go, this race on Sunday is my last opportunity to get a race in before that, right? So I'm not going to go to the national championship without having done a race in 2 months, because I didn't do a race in April because of my work schedule. So I want to, and it's an open water swim on Sunday. And for those triathletes out there, open water swimming is probably one of the most stressful things you can imagine doing.
Oh, so stressful.
Oh my God. So, and not to bring it up, not to bring bad juju into this, but the race that I'm doing on Sunday, a guy recently died in that lake in a race. It was the CrossFit Games were down here.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So like, listen, I'm a good swimmer. I'm not worried about it. But what I'm saying is, it's just nice to get that first one out of the way, right? Like, you do like a simulation. This is almost like a simulation for the national championship. It'll take me a little over an hour to do the race. I'm not gonna, kill myself doing it and not be able to compete at the half marathon in Buffalo. So yeah, I got that on Sunday, and then the next Sunday, obviously, the Buffalo half marathon, and then 2 weeks after that would be the national championship in Omaha, and then my half Ironman I'm training for is July 12th. So that's kind of the lay of the land right now. But what was your question again?
I was just saying, if you're feeling fit enough to really feeling ready to go to hit the goal.
I'm feeling fit, man. I did.
Doing Ironman,
I've been doing 3,000 yards plus in the pool every time I swim. Been hitting like 140, 145 average per 100, and something that I'd like to test. I think I would like I want to use you as kind of like the litmus test. I don't know, like, it's a huge ask, so I'm not going to, like, ask you, but I'm just going to say, like, I have a theory that if you integrated swimming, like, if you trained as hard as you're training, because you're basically, like, at the peak and, like, the bulk of your training, you're going, like, every other, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's say on a Monday through Friday, you're running Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then, like, a long run on the weekend. Is that generally speaking?
Yeah, that's literally it.
There you go. So, I'm not saying, I'm just saying, I think that if you were to incorporate a swim Tuesday, Thursday into that, I bet you would run a faster time. Because I think that controlled breathing, I think that's an aspect that is not targeted in running. When you're running and you start to get tired, you just breathe faster. But you can't breathe faster when you're swimming. So that controlled breathing forces you to, like, it really helps increase that VO2 max. That's just a theory. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it would be a very interesting test to see.
Yeah. Well, I told you a little bit off stream, like, I think I'm going to start swimming more after my marathon, and I'm going to probably try to get in the pool at least twice a week once my marathon training is done. And then maybe once I start my marathon training back up, or race training for whatever goal I pick to do next, right, for running, maybe I'll keep the swimming, and we'll see where I end up.
Do you have looking past the next race here? Do you have anything lined up? For
it all depends on what I run.
Yeah.
At Buffalo, it literally, I could be doing something as soon as 3 weeks after Buffalo. If I don't hit the time I want to hit, I might need to go hunt another marathon and go do it again, run one back.
What races do you have any, like, specifics that are kind of like a plan B?
I'm not even trying to think about them.
Yeah.
I'm all in on this, and I know where to look to kind of, if I need to find a plan B. There's just, usmarathons.com has every marathon in the country listed, and you can just filter it by state. And on the calendar. So I don't doubt that I could find something. I'm all in on this, and I would love to be able to hit this the way I want it. Run 2:50.00, be done with it. I'm in Boston in 2026, whatever. And then this summer I can do some faster stuff, like I could run do some beer miles, or like some like, I don't know, some cooler, maybe like a duathlon, maybe a swim and a run. I don't know, something like that, or I don't know, something cool, more like challenges I'd like to do.
Yeah, that's, dude, honestly, it's so funny that, like, you're taking the words out of my mouth, man. Like, right after this, I'll be honest with you, like, a half Ironman race is a lot of fun. It's very accomplishing. The training freaking sucks. Like, I'm telling you, like, you're riding your bike for 3-4 hours and then you're running an hour. Like, it ruins your weekend. Like, it sucks. Yeah. So
I'm already exhausted too. I mean, this summer, I told you, once I finish my marathon, I'm gonna start swimming. But the next, like, June, July are gonna be golf for me. I want to get dialed in on my golf game.
That's sweet.
And yes, I'll be running, but I want to I'm going to be posting some more content. So follow my channel. I'm going to be posting some more golf content for like June, July, August. And then it's going to be kind of fully back into running by August-ish. But definitely going to take advantage of the good weather here in upstate New York and golf my butt off. I'll be golfing literally probably twice a week, every week, just to kind of get my game and see how low I can get and really like challenge it.
Hell yeah.
So,
I'm going full on sprint triathlon training when I'm done with this. Hour training sessions at a time. Enough of this. This is ridiculous. I'm sick of it. All right. So, all right. So we got a mini game here. You ready?
Yeah.
Give me 3 words that you're taking into race day.
I mean, number one is toughness. That's just the number one thing I'm thinking. Toughness, patience, for sure. You got to be toughness, patience, probably courage is my last one. Just like having courage, with at mile 18 to go for it, right? To really go for it, and then you got to be tough. That's going to be courage and toughness go hand in hand. And I don't think I can be courageous or tough if I'm not patient in the beginning. So I have to be patient no matter what. But then when the time comes, because you've done these races, you've done triathlon, like long races, time-wise, you have to be patient.
Oh, yeah.
But there's going to be a moment where you're like, okay, it's time to really endure some pain.
Yep.
Like, it's time to really, you're in it. It hurts. Your heart rate is high. This sucks. But you're like, okay, I have about 7 miles of this. Can I be tough for 7 miles?
Yep.
Can I be tough? Once I hit that 2-hour mark, I know for a fact I'm going to hit 2 hours in that Buffalo Marathon. I'm going to have just about probably 8 miles to go, right around 8.5 miles to go. And I'm going to know my heart rate is high, my legs hurt. Can I be tough for literally 50 minutes? Can I be tough?
I'm trying to find a quote from Mike Tyson.
Just bite someone's ear off? Is there a quote?
No. I'm trying to find it. It was something like...
I mean, he was vicious, man. He was vicious, dude. That dude was crazy. That dude was crazy.
He has a quote which I really loved, which it's funny that I use the quote like in my training every day when I hit that point in my training where I'm like, how tough you going to be? And the quote basically conveys the idea that like it's not like he's removing himself from his body, if that makes sense. Like that body that's swimming, that's just a mechanism of your soul. Like he's removing his soul from it, and it's a bizarre concept. I wish I could find the quote, but I love the idea of that. I use that.
Well, is he? I mean, I guess we can both just drop our. Who's one of your more inspirational favorite like athletes that really inspires you? That maybe you think about kind of before these big moments of competition.
I like Cameron Hanes. Cam Hanes. He's one of the best bow hunters in the world.
Yeah, he's crazy.
And
he's crazy. He just had a podcast. He just did a video with Cole Hocker, that 1500 champ.
That's
so
sweet.
I watched that.
See, he was actually one of my first inspirations to actually get into endurance sports because I always thought that in order to do endurance sports, you had to like be a toothpick. And he's jacked and he lifts and he's a tough guy. And I'm like, oh, wait, you can actually do 100-mile races and look like that. Not that I look like that, but I'm just saying, like, it's possible. It's possible to do that. So that's what really kind of projected me into the field here.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that you liked him like that.
He was one of the first people that really like inspired me to do that. Yeah.
No, he's super cool. I follow him on Instagram. He has posted some cool stuff. I'd say like mine is. I'd say I've always been a huge fan of Lance Armstrong. I think that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite athletes ever, and he's so competitive, and he's so. It is literally just win or die, man.
I hate how it all went down with him. I hate how it all went down with him.
I love it. I love it. I'm a huge fan of getting an edge, advantage, and competitiveness, and I think he just was the most. He was just the most competitive biker in the world. He was just the most he wanted it more than everyone else, and I just think he was. You watch his documentaries. This guy was crazy on the bike. Guy would die before he would let you get in front of him on the bike. This dude was a maniac. This dude literally belonged in prison. How crazy he was. So he just gives me a lot. I like his edge. Tough, crazy. You got to be a little crazy.
You want to hear a
that
funny
guy.
story about him?
Yeah.
So this was maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I'm swimming at LA Fitness, and I was
He's a Texas guy.
the Lifetime wasn't open yet, so I needed a place with a pool, and the Lifetime was cheap. It was right around the corner for me, so I'm swimming, and this dude, he's like, I'm swimming in the middle lane, and I'm like, there were like two old ladies, because there's only a 3-lane pool, and there's two old ladies on either of the outside lanes, and I'm like, hey man, you want to share a lane, you know? And he's like, nah, I'm waiting for the outside lane. This guy's like kind of an overweight, bigger guy, older, and I'm like, all right, it's cool, man, whatever. So swim. He finally gets in. One of the old ladies stops. He gets in, and I'm kind of resting between sets, and he goes, do you swim competitively? And I'm like, I mean, I race, not like, I'm not, I just do local triathlons and stuff.
You're a pro swimmer.
And I'm not a pro swimmer. And he's like, man, you're pretty quick. Like I see you doing your flip turns, and you look smooth. And I'm like, I appreciate it, man. And he's like, my son does triathlons too. And I'm like, oh, cool. Which ones does he do? And he's like, well, he's actually professional. And I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And I'm like, I didn't ask his name because I'm like, I don't know any professional triathletes. So I just, keep swimming. And then after one of my other sets, I look at the guy's bag that he brought to the pool side, and it says Armstrong on the side of it. And I'm like, I mean, obviously it's not Lance Armstrong's dad. So I'm like picking his brain, and I'm like, so you said your son's a triathlete. Like, where does he compete? Where does he live? And he goes, oh, he lives in Austin. And I'm like,
Lance Armstrong.
I'm like, I see Armstrong, like Lance Armstrong. He goes, yeah, that's my son. And I'm like,
what?
You introduce your son? So when you said he's from Texas, he's from Plano. He's from here. Like,
yeah. He's a Dallas guy.
And I'm like, your son's Lance Armstrong, and that's how you introduce it. Like, that's how you refer to him as a triathlete. Like, not the 20-time Tour de France winner
of all time.
Yeah, and he wound up like he was like so bitter about his son. Like he was just like, I was like, man, it was a shame that all went down. He's like, should have never done it. Didn't compete honestly. I'll never forgive him for it. I'm like, okie dokie. Yeah, he was like, it was really like a bizarre interaction, and I'm like, I'm all stressed out because I'm in the middle of my swim sets. You know what I mean? But it was crazy.
The rest of it's so confused, like.
It was. I was like, "What just happened?" And he's like, "All right, man, have a good one. Oh my God, bye."
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was a wild interaction.
Oh my God.
I think the 3 words that I would say for me, I would say hydration. I would say focus. Hydration, because I'm going to have a long sleeve shirt on. That Bandits jersey is hot, and I'm going to have the equipment. It's Memorial Day weekend. I don't want to cramp up. I think focus, because there's going to be a lot of people giving me high fives, wanting to take pictures, all that kind of stuff, and I can't let that distract me from getting to the goal. And I think consistency. I'm going to be fired up. You know me with my pre-workout. I can't go out of the gates blazing. The record is relatively easy to break, but if I go out too fast and crash, I'm not breaking it. So those are the 3 words that I would say. We're at an hour. I think it's a good time to wrap it up. Any last words, anything, messages you want to get out to the people out there?
No, I mean, hey, everyone, feel free to pop back to the channel next week, Wednesday. We're going to be really going over the actual Buffalo Marathon and Half Marathon course, and then kind of really talking about our final couple preparation details for the race and kind of a little bit of strategy for the race. Really kind of like the actual nitty-gritty game plan of what we're looking to do. So, yeah, pop back next week. Also, stay tuned for any announcements of what we're going to be doing for content-wise at the expo, I think Goldie and I have a lot of ideas thrown around, but we'll see kind of what we can come up with. But should be some cool stuff coming no matter what this weekend. That weekend, we'll have some great content.
Yeah, I'm looking so forward. I mean, being a Buffalonian and only getting to go back once or twice a year, it's special every time I get to go back. So, especially at an event like this where there's just so many people that we'll run into, making content
and don't
with
forget
you.
about Jim's Steakout. Don't forget about Uncle Jim's Steakout.
Oh, trust me, I just when I said earn the party, Jim's Steakout is a part of the party.
Oh.
You know.
Give me that chicken finger sub after the race.
Oh, give me
my
a
God.
stinger, baby. Let's
Stinger,
go.
dude, stingers, yes. I need those chicken finger sub, extra blue cheese, extra
Oh,
cheese.
God, yeah. So,
Oh my God.
I'm looking
Same.
forward to coming home and doing all that stuff. And don't forget to follow us, McQuaid Milligan, Go for the Goldie, basically on everything. I'm most active on X, Instagram, a little on TikTok. Mac, how about you, brother?
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Definitely hit me up. Trying to grow my TikTok. Strava too. Hit me on Strava.
Same here. Go for the Goldie on Strava, too. So, Bills Mafia schedule's out. It's going to be a wild ride. Got that home opener. Mac, I'm going to float it out there. If you want to run the run with me to the home opener.
I was literally, I knew you would say that. And I actually, I'm thinking about it now. So we might have to do a little bit of a collab.
Dude,
for that run.
I have a whole thing planned. It's going to be a blast, but we can't
Yeah.
give away all the cards here. It's
No,
wild
no,
card.
no.
We know what card we got on Wednesdays. Other than that, we're not showing any other ones.
Wild card, baby.
So, thanks for following along, everybody. Hope you had fun. If you ever have any questions about training or anything, too, slide into those DMs. Hit us up. We'll let you know what it's all about. So, until next week, Goldie checking out from Dallas, Texas.
Mac checking out from Rochester.
Later.